the upper hand. Let's get to the tail of the tape. Carlos Condit is 36. Matt Brown is a man. He is 40 as of 6 days ago. Condit taller by 2 inches. He will have just a half-inch advantage in reach. All right, now for the introductions for the co-main. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a technical brawler, holding a professional record, 24 wins, 17 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Columbus, Ohio, USA, Matt the Immortal Brown. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 31 wins, 13 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, he is the former WEC welterweight champion and the former interim UFC welterweight champion, the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard draws the co-main event assignment tonight. Matt the Immortal Brown, father of 3, is in the building. Carlos Condit is here for his 18th UFC appearance. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. Condit in black, Matt Brown is in white. Co-main event is underway. Condit trying to get untracked early.
That's one of those classic Carlos Condit combinations where he throws those punches and you think it's over and that kick flies right over the top. He caught Georges St-Pierre with that, and he's knocked out a number of guys over the course of his career with that beautiful combo.
He's a dangerous and awkward fighter. He's got a really strange timing in the way he delivers his shots. Kind of on a half beat, they'll catch you by surprise. But then you've got Matt Brown in front of you, who counters kicks with elbows. It just doesn't happen. And Carlos was in his corner. He was trying to fire Matt Brown up. You've got Ricky Lundell over his shoulder going, start fast, start fast. There's a game plan here, and I think they're trying to catch Matt Brown cold.
Well, Matt Brown says that he wants to fight a little more reserved. He wants to be a little more patient, show some of the new skills that he's developed. So if you're Carlos Condit, you want to draw out that guy that, if he gets rolling, can be a real problem, but at times makes a lot of mistakes, as we've seen Matt Brown do over the course of his career. And there he goes to that beautiful body lock and gets that takedown.
That has been Carlos Condit's kryptonite at an early takedown, a minute in for Matt Brown.
And some blood. Yeah, where's that coming from?
That's from Matt Brown.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got caught with an elbow or something on the way in. This absolutely is not where Carlos Condit wants to be, but he does have good submissions from his guard as well. I mean, Matt Brown is using that head pressure and using the fence very, very well to keep Carlos in a situation where he can't really do a great deal.
I know a lot of guys, when they fight from the top, Matt Brown's doing a great job with the head position. On your feet against the side of the octagon in the clinch, wrestlers, they always control with their head, but they don't apply that same approach on the mat. When you're on top as a wrestler and your opponent, if his head is pinned against the side of the octagon or flat on the ground, you're doing great. So Matt Brown's doing exactly what he needs to do there with the head positioning. Nothing changes from floor to standing up.
And these camera angles really give you an understanding of how uncomfortable this position is for Carlos. You can see him sweeping his shoulders across that corner post, trying to find an angle to alleviate the pressure in his neck. But Matt Brown doing a good job of keeping him very square to the fence and making those elbows count. There was no way this wasn't going to be a bloody fight.
He's going to explode up.
And it happens right away.
Right away.
And still can't figure out what happened, how the cut started.
We're hearing told he
scraped his head on the fence when he took him down. So we'll try to track a replay for you.
That can't feel good,
Crazy
and that would cut you very bad. Yeah.
Just over 2 minutes here in round 1.
Oh yeah.
Well, J.A., I'm much happier sitting here next to you.
I mean, oh man, there it is. We just saw that in our isolation monitor.
Well, that's rough. He might be immortal, but he still bleeds.
Matt is doing a fantastic job of controlling. For Carlos to try to get away, he has got to try to find some height. He's got to get his body above Matt Brown's body, then start to shove the head back towards your legs. Especially with the blood, you can start to force him down to your legs and then start to stand up. Right here, he's getting space, but now he's got to get some height here.
Condit trying to create some space, throws a triangle up, but Matt Brown's wise to it. Trying to control an arm now, maybe threatens an arm bar. Nice high guard work by Condit, forcing Brown to be defensive.
This is an underrated part of Matt Brown's game, and for a long time, people have not really given him the credit that he deserves in terms of his grappling and his ground and pound.
Still just stalling up there. Come up.
Under a minute to go, Ricky Lundell calling for Condit to drive here, maybe try to leverage a hip and get up.
John, look what Matt's doing with his left arm. He's trying to feed Condit's arm back to that hand so that he's not allowing him to build his base back up on his elbow. Look at that. You see it? He's got that hand. So Condit's now stuck. He cannot get up on his elbow to try to stand up.
It's still a trade-off, though, because that does tie up one of Matt Brown's arms as well.
Yeah, but the one hand that needs to be punching is that right.
Yeah.
And look, it's free, and he's going to start trying to throw it. But Condit was very aware, got two hands on one, baseball bat grip, and now he's getting back to his feet. Oh, nice switch.
Very nice.
Oh, look at Carlos Condit just playing some wrestling.
And he's got some sharp elbows of his own as well. We remember the Thiago Alves fight. One of the best turnarounds of a fight I've ever seen.
Get your leg back. Get your leg back and hit. Get your leg back.
Matt Brown on a leg lock.
Punish him under there. Keep him front.
Little elbow from Condit late in the round. Round two coming up.
Sit down, lean back against the cage. Lean back. Breathe. Good, man. You got that round, okay? Breathe, catch your breath. That's what I need. That's what I need for that same thing. Cutting him off and putting him on his back. I need you to check his chin on the way in, though. You got it? More than one punch. One punch isn't going to hit. It's the third one that's going to hit. Slow your heart rate down. Breathe.
Start to invest in punches a little bit more. Let the left body set up the head, right? The head, you got to invest a little bit in the body, but start to open up on your punches, man. They're there.
If we touch the ground again, high head wins the scramble. That's when you won that battle. Let's go again. This is your fight. Let's go. This is your fight.
UFC Fight Night is presented by Modelo. DC, we just heard Ricky Lundell say to Carlos Condit, high head wins the scramble.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're on these positions, you got to gain height, whether you're rolling, knee bar, arm bar, no matter what it is, you've got to find a way to get height.
That awkward head roll that he does is exactly what he caught GSP with.
Oh,
that was a good elbow.
Oh, he hurt him. Look at Condit trying to get his wits about him again now. That was a nasty elbow by Matt Brown. He reached out, caught his hands, left hand grabbed, right elbow came right over the top. It was nasty. He's got to be very careful dipping like that against Carlos Condit.
Condit doing a nice job changing up the levels with his strikes, goes high then low. But that is some serious misfortune for Matt Brown. Beautiful takedown, landed, and your head gets split wide open.
Oh, that was a good body kick as well.
We've seen that with Matt Brown. He can be hurt to the body. So if you're Carlos Condit, you're digging as many kicks as you can to the body of Matt Brown. Beautiful level change there by Matt Brown. Good defense by Carlos.
He's worked hard on that defensive wrestling over the years, no doubt.
Well, you have to, right, John? If that has been shown as a path to beat you, you got to be working on that constantly to try to get better.
And Condit's one of those fighters that's so good at just kind of picking at you as you move forward. And you know, Matt Brown's the perfect opponent for that because he's there to be hit. He's durable, but he takes shots when he doesn't need to. And you can see Condit starting to wear on him a little bit in the striking range. The timing's awkward for Matt Brown. Nice shot.
Nice combo.
Oh, Condit just misses with the elbow. We'll see if Brown can take advantage.
This is smart by Matt Brown. He has not had any success getting takedowns on the legs of Carlos Condit. So he needs to attack him at his body, get his hands locked, and start trying to drag him to the ground. It does not need to be pretty. It just has to be effective if you're Matt Brown.
Well, that's his whole game. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Body lock. Condit goes to throw.
That was smart by Condit. Wizard kicking, not to take Matt Brown down, but just to change the angle so that he can defend. Matt has such a deep underhook. He's seat belting him with his left arm all the way across and grabbing the opposite hip. That was keeping Condit in place.
Brown's corner. Mark Beecher, Adam DiSabato, Mickey Gall calling for some elbows here.
That was...
What a takedown that was.
Man, Josh Thompson used to do that to me whenever we were in the gym. It's so tricky. Nobody expects it, and you got that off. What a takedown by Carlos Condit. That was sick. Little step behind there.
Going offensive wrestling tonight.
Nice job by Carlos Condit. But honestly, John, Condit was starting to really take advantage in the stand-up. He was starting to gain the traction that he needs, because I think Matt Brown is starting to tire a little bit.
Yeah.
And you've got to think Carlos is going to be comfortable in Matt Brown's guard, just kind of chipping away. Not a great deal of offense is going to be coming from the bottom.
There's the elbow from Condit, gets right through. Brown trying to control posture here. Under 2 minutes to go in round 2 of a possible 3.
Beautiful.
You hear the coaches of Carlos Condit saying, just keep chipping away. Keep chopping wood. It doesn't need to be big. Constantly wear on him, weigh on him, hit him when you get a chance, laying elbows over the top, and just continue to work.
And Matt Brown here, he's hanging on. Not got many answers for this position. He needs to try and create a scramble, otherwise he's going to be stuck here for another 68 seconds, getting chipped away by Condit. And definitely Brown starting to fatigue, DC. We're seeing that.
And his heart can bridge some of that gap if the conditioning fails him, but he's having to work hard defensively here, less than a minute to go in the round.
Oh, crucifix. Condit's trying to set up a crucifix. Crucifix is a great position. You enjoy it, but you got to clear the half guard first. You can't try to crucifix someone if you're still in the half guard.
Good dig to the body. Constantly finding targets to work. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be a bite or a nibble. He's fine.
Just constantly touching Matt Brown, making him carry his weight. And I think this is so important for Carlos Condit, because I believe that Matt came in with a game plan to wrestle, but I don't think he planned to wrestle defensively or be fighting and grappling from his back.
Mark Goddard doing a nice job allowing Condit to work.
Good job. Good time breathing.
Final seconds of the round, and a good look for Condit.
Wait.
Slow your heart rate down. Breathe. Listen to me. That's one round to run round. None of those rounds count. This last round is the only thing that fucking counts. There's nothing else in this world but this last round. You got me? You win this last round, you win the fight. This is all. I need more than one punch, and I need you to punch into the takedown. I need you on top this round. You got it? So I need you to punch into the clinch. I need you to cut off.
And lock, try to take you down and ground and pound you out. Okay? You're going to keep your elbows in between the two of you. You're going to win this fight.
Straight right, left body kick. Straight right, left body kick.
This is yours. Let's go make it happen. Let's go make it happen.
It's not very often that a takedown gets me out of my seat, DC, but look at that. That was beautiful. That was so nice. I mean, the skills on these guys, DC's worshiping.
It's the hands. Your hands go up at your face. You bring your hands up. He steps behind and takes you down.
Whoa. Time. Over there. Corner. Matt, stay here for me. Stay here for me, my friend. Take your time.
Condit was hoping to land to the body. Instead, he hits the cup. And now Matt Brown will have 5 minutes with which to recover.
His coaches were telling him to take his time, John, and I think he should have.
Good.
Nice find.
Just
He's
not
in the rhythm.
Matt Brown's style.
I always say that, but there have been times in the fights where you get kicked and you start before you probably should.
Yeah.
I do just want to pick up something from the corners as well between rounds, because on one side we had Matt Brown's team saying, take him down, punch your way into the clinch, take him down and ground and pound him. And then we immediately cut over to Ricky Lundell, who said they're going to try and take you down and ground and pound you. I mean, they know what to expect.
Ricky Lundell is a fantastic wrestling coach and a fantastic coach all around. Grappling coach. He is a fantastic coach in terms of all grappling disciplines. And he knows what to expect, especially with all the experience he has gained corner and high-level fighters.
If anyone can get me to do takedowns in my fights, it's Ricky Lundell.
Beautiful foot sweep there by Matt Brown. Oh, nice right hand.
Still vicious.
Level change. Oh, Matt's in on a single here. He's got to get to his feet, though. He cannot sit here. Bro, now Condit, beautiful.
Nice work.
Look at how Condit slipped the foot.
Oh, is he getting too high?
Brown needs to start shaking, though. He's got to shake. He's got to shake. If he just starts shaking, Carlos Condit will slip over the top. If he just starts to shake, make little actions going forward. Watch the split here.
Oh, Condit's going to try and drive that hook deeper.
Watch
now
Condit start to slide his hips back. Watch him slide his hips back, Dan. He'll go to a position where he's comfortable here. I feel like Matt missed his opportunity to slide him over the top there.
This is a really adaptive control by Condit here as well, who's kind of rocked his body off to one side so he can also use his foot on the back of the hamstring.
This is good. Matt Brown can swim backside now. If he swings his hand to the head, he'll end up on top of Condit, but he's just holding. I think he's too fatigued in order to give the effort that he's going to need to get back to his feet. I mean, he missed 2 to 3 opportunities there.
Nice.
Look at Condit holding the ankle there. He's got a leg in. We call that our anchor in wrestling. My kids, I go, when you put your leg in, grab the anchor, because as long as you're holding that ankle, it keeps you from falling over the side. Oh, Condit is now getting real good position here.
The other thing as well with that, DC, and I'm gonna quote one of your own fights. When you were stopping Pat Cummins, you grabbed his leg to drive him forward onto his base.
Absolutely.
So he had to post his hands out to continue cracking him.
Absolutely.
I learned that from you, man.
My man, Hardy.
That Dan Hardy memory is a steel trap.
He doesn't forget anything. Him and Rogan, bro. Like, these guys can call back to fights that happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Just over 2 minutes to go here. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, this is nice. This is good work by Condit. I mean, Matt Brown off to the side, but
it's like, there it is. You see, that's all he needed to do a long time ago, was take the elbow back to his side in order to clear himself from Condit. Nice elbows there.
Crowd appreciating these grappling exchanges. Under 2 minutes now to go in the fight.
Kimura trap. Condit can work with this. Oh, he falls off.
Now Brown's on top.
Is he going to be able to break this posture and finish this triangle? We've got over 90 seconds here. Condit's the kind of guy that can finish this. Oh, good work by Brown.
Great job by Matt Brown getting his hands inside.
Let's go. You just stay there and punch. Minute 30.
Condit closes the guard.
What is that? You gotta push right now.
Brown just looks like he's got nothing left to give. Condit's trapping arms here. It's going to be difficult with all that blood and sweat. But if he can kick his hips out to one side, Brown might be just too fatigued to defend.
Last finish for Condit came in the main event against Thiago Alves in Goiânia back in 2015.
This is a great fight. You see two high-level guys that have been around forever, showing every part and every skill that you need to compete at the highest level of mixed martial arts. This fight has been years in the making, and it sure did deliver. Oh, nice elbow.
Beautiful work by Condit.
Oh, the takedown. Oh, my goodness.
Brown trying to open up here late in the fight.
Oh, my goodness. Matt Brown and Carlos Condit.
Can we keep him for next week, guys? Can we put him on next week's card? Kimura. Matt Brown's doing a great job of just controlling the hips of Condit. You can see he's found that wrist as well, making it very difficult for Condit to do a great deal. But the total strikes, 88 to 36 for Carlos Condit.
I didn't realize it was that big of a difference.
Matt Brown only attempted 54 strikes tonight, but worth the wait.
Condit just looked over here and winked at me. Dude loves nothing more than being in a fight.
Condit and Brown go the distance. Scorecards coming up next as UFC Fight Night continues live on ABC.
Pulled it up, I'm proud of you. Call up.
Well, this Wednesday, don't miss another stellar UFC Fight Night from Fight Island, a top 10 welterweight matchup as Michael Chiesa takes on Neil Magny in this daytime showdown, the entire event on ESPN and ESPN Plus with the main card beginning at noon Eastern. All right, with the scorecards now on the co-main event, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, the natural-born killer, Carlos Condit.